I am aspiring and I'm inspired. When you do great things from the heart, people see that light. I think when you're doing what you love, ideas and energy and opportunities come from the universe. I just completed directing and producing, co-writing, co-editing, doing a lot of different things on a series of PSAs. It's a campaign to help kids and families with cancer. It's national, helping college-bound teens get scholarships to go to school, as well as regional in LA and Orange County to help families with their bills and things like that when they have cancer. It stars a friend and a business associate, Eva LaRue from CSI Miami. She's the spokesperson for the national campaign and the regional, and it's for Beckstrand Cancer Foundation. I created the project and called it the Butterfly Effect. Purposely effect because when your bills are paid and you know someone's there taking care of you, it has an emotional effect on you, and it helps, gives you hope, and it can help you to heal.
Hi, I'm Eva LaRue. I want to invite you to help create a better future for young people with cancer. Your tax-deductible donation will change someone's life. A child with cancer who dreams of attending college and just needs a little help and hope and encouragement to get there. Join me, because surviving cancer is a fight. Surviving life with cancer is a battle. But together, we can help young people like Michelle win that war. Go to beckstrand.org today to find out how you can provide help.
So when I found this foundation, through my friends Anthony Turk and through Eva, they had their lovely, lovely campaign. I just tried to bring that to life. I've learned along the way all different aspects of storytelling and filmmaking. So it wasn't just, we got the underwriting for it, a lot of pro bono work, a lot of favors brought in, like I brought my film composer who's done several of my films. He's an Emmy award-winning film composer to do the music. So we brought some key high-end, high-level people, and then we brought in people that were trying to move up to the next level. Like it kind of balanced it between the uber, super duper, and then the people that were moving up to the next level and giving them a chance, and that's part of my pay it forward philosophy. 4 days after I got my bachelor's degree, I moved to LA. I'm from Seattle. I grew up there. I didn't really like the rain and the overcast. I mean, it's great for David Lynch to make movies and dark and foreboding, and the Ring was made up there for varying reasons because it is a very dark place. And when I was a kid, I used to focus within and think of all these great stories. I was a fairy princess, and that I was going to go away someday to the land of the sun. And so I really started when I was a child telling stories to kind of escape the circumstances of my life. And actually, my mom told me I didn't speak much until I was 4. And then I never stopped. So, but I came up with these stories, and I would tell them, write songs about them. I'd write them down. I learned to write when I was 5, and I would tell them to my friends. And so I started a really young storyteller, and I would sing it. I moved out here with a job. I was very fortunate to meet Ken Calais. He was a Grammy-winning music producer for Fleetwood Mac. He won a Grammy for the Rumors album, and he had started a company called Spherical Sound. It was basically the prototype of 5.1 Entertainment, 5.1. So I met them through friends. I worked for Spherical Sound at Expo 86 in Vancouver, and I spent 2 years with Spherical Sound. And Ken invited me I lived in his guest room in his summer home with his family. I mean, they lived in Tahoe during the winter. I was introduced to Mick Fleetwood and did some work with Mick Fleetwood Zoo through Spherical Sound. We also did the surround sound, 3D digital, very first 3D audio and digital audio. And we did it for Pink Floyd. So I worked on Momentary Lapse of Reason, and it was just like incredible. I mean, people couldn't believe, like, well, that's not the same Sarah Nean Bruce from Washington, is it? And it was fabulous for me that I was given the opportunity, that he trusted me and knew that I was going to be, as a kid, I was in my early 20s, to do what I needed to do. And I learned about producing. I'm not an engineer, but I learned about producing from him. And worked on the Michael Jackson Bad album. I actually got a platinum record personally for the work with Spherical Sound from Pink Floyd. And then I also, the company I worked for, Spherical, we got one for Michael Jackson's Bad album, which was like the album after Thriller. And then I worked on of course, Pink Floyd was the album after The Wall. And that really kind of launched me in the entertainment business. That was kind of my defining moment, those moments for 2 years working for very little money for Ken Calais. And I'm very grateful. He's one of my mentors, and I look up to him, and he's a fabulous guy. That was one of those yin-yang years, you know, incredible accomplishments, and then some huge times that I had to take some steps back. The beginning of the year, was my first huge Hallmark movie. I was one of the original 8 that Hallmark Channel had funded through Larry Levinson Productions, and we had developed it for 3 years, and then we shot it in 2004. It was at the time called Love, Clyde. I'd hoped to direct it, was not able to. I didn't have the credentials that Hallmark, channel and the network required. But thankfully, one of my longtime favorite supporters was Frank Q. Dobbs, the late Frank Q. Dobbs. He really championed me with Hallmark. And so after all that hard work, we started shooting on my birthday in 2004, January 18th. And I got to sit next to the director, John Putch, who's awesome, the son of Gene Stapleton, who was actually one of the actresses I wanted for the lead, that or Marion Ross. Well, I got Marion Ross as my lead actress, Mrs. C from Happy Days. And I got the son of Gene Stapleton, John Putch, as my director, and I sat next to John in a chair like this during shooting and drank Diet Coke and gave my opinion. And as a co-executive producer, it was incredible. Nick Lombardo made sure that I was on set as the co-exec. A lot of times co-execs didn't participate. They took your film and they went and made it without you, but he really felt it important that I be a part of it because I had brought this film from a writer, Rex McGee. He wrote Pure Country, and I had brought the film from Texas, which I moved back from Texas a few years before. So that was fabulous. Co-executive produced, a fabulous movie. I was just every day in heaven on the set. Rain or shine, it was 30 degrees at night. We were shot up in Santa Barbara County. And that movie became Where There's a Will. I also was trying to get it direct, and I directed a short film a few years before with some of my very close friends, Anthony Turk and Jim Morgan, and it was like basically a half-hour TV pilot. And I got offered to direct a very low-budget, $50,000 feature film, direct-to-video, guaranteed blockbuster release, with this really crazy group of people. They didn't allow me to produce. They said you will direct only. As a director for hire, it was a vampire movie. The movie went on to make over $1 million, apparently, grossed. I didn't see that, but it was released worldwide. In 2004, my second Hallmark movie, which I'd only had shopped around for about a year, the other one I'd been 5 years, Winship Cook, and Winship had her office here. She worked with Ed Feldman, and we developed that film. Hallmark loved it, greenlit within 3 or 4 months. Started filming that in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Started Abigail Breslin, Little Miss Sunshine, right before she did Little Miss Sunshine. Tori Spelling, who is lovely, just a really lovely, wonderful person, and Greg Gurman, a bunch of great cast. I wrote other many TV shows, TV pilots were pitching those. That's what I love, is telling these stories. And then I had them optioned, set up. They were going to make my vampire movie. I had a couple other 3D kids film. And then we did an adaptation with a writer friend of mine of a Brazilian movie, and shopping those around. And then, big setback, not just for me, but for the planet, was the economic turndown. I think they're calling that a recession. But that also, I went in even more and developed even more my writing. And I know you're a writer too, you get this. I wrote a novel. I had interest from a publisher to write a novel based on my screenplay, which is an adaptation of Shakespeare. Some friends of mine are making films now, Kelly Whitus and her sisters, and when I was the film commissioner in North Texas, another life that I had, she was my intern in journalism, and she worked for me, and she was so incredible. She changed what she was doing. She's a filmmaker. She's doing a documentary to help these motherless children in Africa. Their mothers have been incarcerated. They take care of these children in this orphanage. It's just, I mean, it's just inspiring, you know. So, you know, just that's what I hope to inspire people that because I've been inspired, and that's all you can do. I'm so grateful for the people in my life. Richard Gere really helped me to decide to come back to California from Texas, because I worked with him on a film there, my second film. I worked with him, Pretty Woman, and then I worked with him on Dr. Tina Women, and he was like, Sarah, why are you in Texas? And I'm like, I don't know. He goes, you know so many people, you have connections, you need to use that. You need to make your film. And I left Texas and came back. And it was a great life I had there, but I'm a storyteller and filmmaker, and why did the universe put that movie there with Bob Altman and him? And I met a group there, Region Entertainment. They inspired me to come back. They paid me to write a script and work. I mean, just like, these aren't random acts. You have to tread through those dangerous waters in Hollywood and find the true people and the good people. And they don't look like the movers and shakers. They look like all of, they're normal looking people. They have real lives. They have their, families. They're not out there posing. I call the posers. They're being it. I think you need to follow your path. You can use some of the examples I gave to help you, but I think you need to do your path, what's right for you. Don't follow me. I mean, work with me, work beside me. Yeah, I'm a leader, but I also follow people. I think that it's all working together. I think my thing is to find other people that love what they do, that are honest and true, to continue to meet. I think meeting people is real important, and working with them and collaborating and helping them. Even if you don't have much, I think that you should help other people on what they do. And if you have a lot, help even more. We also have to study. What is this business about? It's show and business, and people forget they're all about the show and the art and the creation, but know the business or you will be screwed over. And even me knowing the business, and I've got a real strong background in producing and business, and I was taught that when I worked for Spherical Sound about the business and organizing. I still been screwed because that's what happens, but at least I know the business. Have contracts with people, spell it out, don't assume anything, and don't take anything personal either. And you can't, when you make assumptions, things happen. And so for me now, I'm very honest and open. This is what I'm diplomatic, I'm not a jerk. But I think that you need to know the business. And I've done a few workshops on the business of show business, and as well as the art and show of show business, and learn about the business and about, you need to do your bookkeeping and billing and market yourself, be it social media. Learn about equipment, learn a little bit. I mean, yeah, I can operate that camera, I know about audio, I can edit, I can do a little bit of everything. It helps me to identify the BSers that don't know what they're doing. Stop making excuses for it not working out. Even if it's, using your iPhone to make a movie. I had a trio, and I was like, I'm making a movie with this camera. You can. There's software that's online. If you don't have a computer, go to a library. You can learn how to make movies on the internet now. If you don't have a great story, you could be shooting on, with $1 million camera system in 3D. It doesn't mean anything. And I've been fortunate. I've been given incredible camera systems. Panavision's given, before they even had the new Filmmaker, they gave me a camera to make a short. They gave another one on Yesterday Was a Lie, which is another incredible accomplishment. A few years ago, we made a sci-fi, metaphysical, black and white film that's been released, across the country. We got the Panavision new Filmmakers camera again. Again, the PSAs, the Sony F3 camera. They gave us an entire package through Chris Fisher. Worked with Sony, he's with NCM, and he's the DP. He got us a $23,000 camera package to shoot these PSAs at no cost to us. We just had to ship it down here. I mean, these things, these things come to you, and I guess Sony's kind of my theme right now, and I love them. And I want to make a 3D movie next. Make my movie in 3D. It's kind of Spy Kids kind of movie, and I believe that the 3D camera is going to come to me. I know it will. And if it doesn't, you know what? Something better is going to come. Maybe I'll shoot it with my iPhone.